I wanted to love the Britax Galaxy 360 Slim, but after using it every day for months, I'm returning it. The biggest issue for me was noticing it's rubbing my son's hair off. I wanted to wait until I actually lived with this seat before I reviewed it. We've used the Britax Galaxy 360 Slim for the last 3 months, and before I return it, I want to tell you what I genuinely liked about it, what frustrated me over time, and who I think this seat would be a good fit for. Before I get into why I'm returning it, there are things that I genuinely like about it. One of my favorite things is how easy the straps are to adjust. That's something I appreciate every single day. I love the cup holders and I love that they can just click out. I also like that the fabric can be washed and dried on low heat. So even though this seat did not end up being the seat for us, I don't want to act like there's nothing good about this seat. The problem is, after using it every day, some things started to bother me. Some of them were small at first, but became things that I couldn't ignore. And at first it did feel easier getting him in and out of the car. The fabric felt comfortable at first, and overall it just felt like a really sturdy, comfortable seat. One of the first things I noticed was the rotation. When we first got the seat, it rotated pretty smoothly. But then over time, as my son got heavier, it started getting harder and harder to rotate. And that matters because the whole reason that we got the seat was to make it easier to get him in and out of the car. And if the rotation is getting stiff, then that's not making it easier to get him in and out. The recline was another issue for me. I know a lot of parents talked about this, but after using the seat myself, I understand why. Now, I know they came out with an adjustment to how you can recline it, but in my car, it just doesn't work like that. I tried to get it to scoot away from the seat some, and so that it could sit up more. The car seat would move back into place up against the back of the seat, and then I would have to uninstall it, tighten the belt, and reinstall it. Every day, the harness adjustment strap would get stuck on the click tight release button, so every time I turned the seat towards the door, I would be fighting with this strap. Now, my main reason why I'm returning it is because it's been pulling my son's hair out. I started noticing the back of his hair going bald, and one day I go to put him in the seat, and I see a bunch of his hair in the head of the seat. Now that is like my biggest thing. He's always gonna move his head around in his seat. We're in the car a lot running errands and stuff. For me, it wasn't just one thing. It was a combination of the rotation, the incline, the hair being pulled, and one of those things by itself might have not been a reason for me to return it. But all of that together just made me think that this just isn't the seat for our family. I do think that this seat could still work for some families. If the recline works well in your vehicle, if the rotation stays smooth for you, and if your child doesn't have the same issues with their hair rubbing off in the back, you might really like it. I don't think it's a terrible seat. I just don't think it was the right seat for us after using it for the last 3 months. So that's why I decided to return the Britax Galaxy 360 Slim and try something different. I'm not saying nobody should buy it, but for our family, the issues were enough for me to not want to keep the seat long term. I'll be sharing what I'm switching to next, and eventually sharing both seats side by side so you can actually see the difference in the same vehicle. If you're considering this seat, I hope this helps you think about the things that don't always show up in a quick unboxing or first impression video. If you want to see the seat that we'll be getting next or a side-by-side comparison, make sure you follow along because I'll be filming that too.